Наступний наш доповідач – це Lars-Johan Liman з Netnod. Він знаний експерт з адміністрування DNS. Netnod працює з інфраструктурою, а також він надає точний час для Швеції. Для мене це було досить невідомий факт, я нещодавно подивилась на сайті. Також Netnod надав нам допомогу, про що казав Діма, велику допомогу в підтримці домену UA під час наших складних подій. Тож, прошу, Lars-Johan Liman, your presentation.
Thank you. I hope that you can hear me properly. I will try to share my screen here to see if I can. There we go. And I would like to share that one. So, can you see my slide now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to present to you, and my warmest congratulations to your 30th anniversary. It's a very sorry time to celebrate a university, anniversary. It's with very mixed feelings I sit here, mixed because I feel so much sympathy for you, and I would like to be there only to celebrate and to celebrate with you in person, but that is unfortunately not possible at this time. So I would like to give you an update on what Netnod tried to do during this crisis and tries to continue to do. So first I would like to quickly just describe what Netnod is. We are a very small company. We're owned by a not-for-profit foundation. We are only 32 employees, and we are based in Stockholm, Sweden, where we work with internet infrastructure. The company is actually a spin-off from the Technical University in Stockholm, the Royal Institute of Technology. But today it's a company in its own right. We try to ensure a stable and secure internet for the Nordics, the Nordic countries, and beyond that in varying degree. So we have three business legs which we rely on, and the first one is internet exchanges, just like Bill Woodcock mentioned, and also the CZNIX. We operate exchange points, but in the Nordic region, in Scandinavia and Finland. We have, as you see, 7 exchange points distributed over the region. The biggest one is, of course, in Stockholm, since we're based here. We also provide very precise time services. So we operate atomic clocks that are very well synchronized with the international time, down to microsecond level, and we provide time synchronization over various protocols: NTP, Network Time Protocol, NTS, the secure version of NTP, and also PTP, Precision Time Protocol. Depending on the level of precision that you need, we can provide the various types of protocols. And we have our own design, which is a hardware design that can actually provide NTP, and now also secure NTP at line speed. So our hardware is able to respond to time queries very, very quickly. But in this case, our third business leg is the most interesting one, and that's our DNS Anycast service. So we have a network of 80 sites, roughly, across the entire globe, from where we provide DNS service. And this is an installation that is already in place, and it's slowly growing over time. And we provide from this fleet of servers the DNS route. So we are one of 12 organizations in the world who have the privilege to operate root name servers for the DNS system. We operate around 70 top-level domains on this platform as well. And we are, as I mentioned, we're located all across the globe, from Stockholm to Johannesburg, from Wellington, New Zealand to San Francisco in the US, and some very odd places where I've never set my foot, and I wouldn't know where they were unless we actually had servers there. And from this platform, we serve around 15-16 billion queries per day for the root and TLD service that we have, and that is around 180,000 queries every second, around the clock, around the week, around the month, around the year. And we've been able, knock on wood, to keep the uptime for the system as a whole, not for every individual component, but for the system as a whole. We have an uptime of 100% for almost 20 years now. So we use a routing trick called Anycast. Many of you probably know it already, where we announce the same IP address from several locations. And the BGP routing protocol on the internet directs incoming traffic to the nearest location, so to speak. Now, nearest is in quotation marks here, because nearest is a very loose term on the internet, but it tries to do the right thing. And this gives us automatic load sharing, and it also makes it very easy for us to bring a site down for service if we have to, because the BGP system will automatically send the traffic to other sites almost instantaneous as soon as we bring one site down. So this is the system that we have in place, and very much like Bill Woodcock said in the beginning, we were very worried about what happened in Ukraine, and still goes on and happens. And we said to ourselves, what can Netnod do to help? What resources do we have that can be of use to Ukraine in any way? And what we landed in was that we have this vast network of DNS services. What we can do is that we can reinforce the diversity and capacity of the DNS service for the Ukrainian top-level domain .ua. And on the evening of the Thursday, a decision was made. This was discussed with a few people inside Netnod. So I'm one of the senior engineers, and we had a discussion with 3, 4, 5 people inside Netnod to find out what we could do. And eventually our CEO said, yes, we will provide free global Anycast service for .ua and any related domains for Ukrainian infrastructure. So that was Thursday evening. Friday morning, we had a planning meeting. So around the table, we had our CEO, our product manager for DNS. We had people from engineering, from deployment, and from operations at Netnod. And remind you, we're only 32 people, and roughly 20 of those are technical people. And after discussing back and forth, how can we make this happen, we realized that we need a new DNS product. We do have DNS products for different purposes, but we needed a new one, because we realized that we needed a new IP prefix, new IP addresses. So we asked ourselves, do we have those resources? And yes, we did. We needed a new footprint, because we don't provide the service for all customers from the same subset of Anycast nodes, because we want to avoid fate sharing, so that if some customer is subject to some type of attack, it shouldn't bring all the customers down at the same time. So we tried to spread customers over different combinations of Anycast nodes, and we needed now a new combination to make sure that we could give the maximum capacity and still maintain this separation of services from other customers. So we needed a new footprint. We also needed a new service profile. We needed to be able to provide this from a different set of servers with more automation and do things quicker than we normally do with other top-level domains. And we needed to create a new customer for this. And at the bottom line, we needed this to work tonight. And then there was just silence around the table, because we all realized that, okay, it's now 9 or 10, maybe o'clock in the morning, and we need this to work tonight. This is not going to be easy. But no one asked why, because it was very bloody obvious to all of us why this was done. But finally, just one question came from a deployment engineer. When do we start? So that's when we all rose and started to divide the tasks that we needed to do and look into the various pieces that we needed to put together. So at 8:22 in the evening, I still have the message. The first cut of the service was up and operating, and my colleague could report back to Hostmaster in Ukraine that we are good to go. We have this service. It's available to you if you want to use it. This process normally takes 2 to 3 weeks at Netnod to deploy a new service, to establish a new product, to roll out a new prefix, to enable the service on this number of servers across the globe. Involves a lot of manual transactions and takes a lot of time. This time it was done in less than 12 hours, because everyone at Netnod realized the graveness of this situation, that this is for real. This is war. And I've been working with Netnod for 25 years, and I've never seen the order all hands on deck be given before. But now I know that it works. So we now have 2 new distribution masters in Stockholm. So we received the DNS zones into two new machines. We were fortunate there because we were trying to enable a new platform. So there were 2 machines already half-baked that we couldn't put into production very quickly. We have enabled 16 Anycast sites, so we have a footprint of 16 machines across the globe. And again, so we're trying to avoid fate sharing between the various customers. And we now serve 97 zones relating to Ukrainian infrastructure over this set of servers. This all started as a pure Netnod initiative. We sat down with our CEO to see what we could do, it evolved over time so that it's now part of a larger set of initiatives in Sweden that are coordinated by the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as Dimitri mentioned earlier. So this is what we've tried to do. We try to run rock-solid internet services, and we continue to do so. And if our friends are in peril, we will try to do what we can to help them, because we realize that we are a much smaller country than the Ukraine. We have only a fifth or sixth of the population. We're a smaller geographic area, but we are equally close to the adversaries that you are trying to fight now. So this could be us next time. So if we help other people around the world, we hope to receive help when something hits us back. So this is what I wanted to show to you just very quickly, to show you what we've done and who we are, and we really would like to continue to provide this service as long as you need it, and we really hope that you will eventually overcome these problems and all atrocities that are going on in your country. So please, my respect to you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this amazing job, very quickly, and I see it's a very unusual situation. We have Dmitry who wants to ask a question.
Please.
Well, I guess I'm asking too many. No, just my thanks. Just a notice about the things that 97 zones, just a quick detail, which you're right, of course. We initially did not have UA zone itself on Netnod. So we had Kyiv UA and Com UA and Org UA and Net UA and all of these other zones, plus of zones of Hostmaster.ua and cctdeal.ua and others. So I call them corporate zones plus the public zones of second level. The UA zone itself not because I didn't trust you, but because I feel like the fate sharing, right? Let's not all things failing at once. We used for UA 3 other Anycast providers. It's the PCH, Community DNS, Cloud DNS, and Arcode Zero. Okay, Arcode Zero was experimental, but they gave us free service in itself, and of course, Cosmaster own. Well, I'm just happy to announce that as of this Monday, we have dropped Community DNS and replaced them with Netnod in production. The ANA change was just done just before that. I was not lazy to do that. It's just like I'm like, one more thing, as Steve Jobs used to say. And so that's pretty much it. Thank you again. Oh, and by the way, the UCR domain is also hosted on Netnod in the same cloud, which I think was separately communicated by me. They're a very small zone, but the UCR TLD is run by separate company, not us. We had created separate distribution infrastructure for them. Then we forwarded it from us to you. So we're acting as a proxy. But I think they actually now improved their operations. But we may drop them or not, but they did not ask us to drop them. So yeah, but I don't know, maybe they would send their own people to us one day to say their things. I mean, they may be actually in this meeting, their company. All right, anyway, thank you for this, and let's maybe other questions.
Yep. So. Thank you. Are there any more questions? Not seeing any. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I will step out of this conference because I have to give a presentation in another circumstances here. So thank you very much again for allowing me to present, and my best congratulations to your 30th anniversary.